Welcome to the League of Melanated Gentlemen. I am one of your hosts, Brandon, and today we are here to discuss the realm that we've all come to love. And we're going to talk about House of the Dragon, Season 3. Um, yeah, and today we have the boy Jordan, of course.
Yes, it's me, Jordan, of course.
Of course, of course. And our new member of the League of Melanated Gentlemen at this point. Roy is in the building.
Pretty sauce, as they say in High Valyrian. Hello, everyone.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
He
Uh,
replaced Spenser as the
yeah.
official third member of the
You
League of
never
Melanated
replaced
Gentlemen.
Spenser. I've only subbed in for him.
True. True. That's a good teammate. But Spencer is not a Game of Thrones person, which makes
Crazy.
zero sense. I
I
understand. I
know.
know as a listener, you're probably going, huh, that doesn't really add up. I get it. We've tried, it just hasn't stuck yet. Eventually we'll get him to start watching the series. But today we are focused on House of the Dragon. But before we do that, we gotta talk about weekly updates, and we know Jordan holds that down.
Yeah, so of course we're on social media. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. You can find us at the League of Melanated Gentlemen. That is our realm. That is where you can come into our land, and partake in some communications there. So feel free to stop by and then leave us a review on Spotify or Apple or any of those other streaming services that you kind of use to check us out on the podcast. Rate, subscribe, all the good stuff. Schedule updates, of course, on Mondays is when the main episode drops, but on Tuesdays, bi-weekly, we have LMG Presents Marvel Multiverse RPG, and I believe by the time this one comes out, we got a special episode for you. So I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
spoil it yet who it is, but we have another interview up. Brandon has a backlog of episodes, an archive, we like to say, of Wrestling with Worldwide Willis. That is his wrestling podcast, just like I said. So if you are into the world of wrestling, be sure to check that out. And then we have DC Animation with Spenser and Friends. That is Spenser's review podcast where he's talking about all the latest and greatest in the DC animated universe. And he is currently in season 3 of Young Justice. And that is what we have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. I thought it'd be a good idea before we kind of dig into the season. I always like to give people's perspective because that tells me where you're coming from. You know what I mean? Like when you start talking, sometimes I like to know like what context this person's coming from. And I feel like letting the Game of Thrones House of Dragon fandom know which team you're on kind of will
Oh,
shape.
well, we already starting out with this. This is
I'm just
crazy.
saying, I feel like this will be a good like, oh, okay, like he's saying this thing because you know what I mean. It's transparency. I feel like I'm all about transparency. So Roy, you're the guest. Would you like to let the people know which team you're on? For those that don't know, we're talking about Team Green, High Towers and such, versus Team Black, the I guess original Targaryens. So yeah,
I mean, I feel like if they tuned into this episode, then they understand the team
no, hundred
situation that's
percent,
Yeah.
going on.
true. But some people are like they don't even some people don't get on social media or don't get
Oh,
on
you're right.
Twitter or you know what I mean
You're
or
right. They
IG. They
might
just
not get the
watch and
reference, even though they're
yeah,
watching. You're right. You're right. You're right.
yeah. Roy, go ahead.
Well, this is the League of Melanated Gentlemen, so I
Hey,
have to be Team Black.
hey,
This
the
I'm
one, the
with the
one
culture.
true.
pandering. All
Which team has the only black
Oh,
family on them? One.
that
There's
is
only one of
right.
them.
That's
True.
Roy came out with two
That's
facts already. Like
Team Black.
literally 5 minutes into it, and he came out with facts already.
Well, that's cute. I mean, they do murder a lot of black people too, but we'll keep it. It's fine. It's fine.
That is also fair.
Okay. All
At
right.
least they're trying to keep him in the forefront.
Okay. All right. I respect it. Okay. So Roy's team black. Jordan, what about you?
Sometimes I like to play both sides a little bit, but I understand there's only one true side, and I will bend the knee to my queen, Rhaenyra. I am Team Black.
Wow.
That's literally that's the only correct choice.
That's
But
not
some people
true.
might think otherwise.
There's quite
Brandon.
quite literally a book where the answer is given to us, and it tells
No.
us who the true queen is.
No. Yeah.
Brandon, who is your
Uh.
queen? Go ahead and tell us.
Queen Alicent, my lord. No, I'm just like
I'll say she technically wouldn't even be the right answer. It would be what is her name? It would
um
be Helena would technically
Helena,
be
yeah.
her.
Which I'm all for Helena being the
No,
coolest one.
I love Helena. Like
Yeah,
she's
she's
I
great.
mean, she got little problems,
she
but
got a little autism. It's
Mm,
fine.
she's a dreamer.
look,
That's nothing wrong with that.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
She does ride Dream
autism.
Fire.
yeah, it's true. For me, I am Team Green. I understand why people are Team Black. I get it. That's the easy answer. I get it. But I think if you dig into the details a little more, Team Green doesn't seem so crazy. And I think what it is, honestly, I think a lot of people now, some people are like independent thinkers. They're thinking they can watch House of Dragon independently and go, all right, due to this, and this, I am Team Black. But I feel like the casual audience is very much a Daenerys Targaryen. Oh, I rock with her. So really, any Targaryen moving forward, especially Rhaenyra, who's kind of Daenerys coded, they just rock with the Targaryens, no matter what. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
No matter the atrocities these people have done, no matter their history of colonizers, their history of doing all kind of wild stuff, right?
Hmm.
People like to just disregard what they do and then being like, nah, the high towers is the police, the high towers is da da this and this that. And I'm just like, wait, we
That's
just
how the
gonna
feds, man.
bypass.
They're feds.
Yeah, we just gonna bypass all the stuff, and that's my thing. I like to be fair. And these gentlemen are fair for the most part, but I feel like a lot of Team Black is very much like, oh, Allison did this. I can't stand it. I'm just like,
I
wait,
mean,
the person you're rooting for did a whole lot of wild stuff that
I
might have
mean,
no.
caused a lot
What
of
about?
this.
And I know we ain't gotten to it yet, but the
Yeah.
last episode that came out, one of these high towers I thought was gonna be a good man. Turns out he ain't that
yeah.
good. So
I mean, no,
that's a
I'm not
strike for
saying
Team Green.
I agree. Team Green is not all a bunch of just,
I
Captain Americas or anything.
I
But
think
I
the
am
big
saying I just don't think it's black and white. I don't think it's as easy of a decision as people try to make
I think an issue people have is they're trying to find like right and just people in this world where literally nobody's right and just. You're literally
it.
picking
Yeah.
the lesser of two evils, like because the Targaryens, not a great history.
Yeah.
Hightowers, not a great clean history. I mean, none of them like the Lannisports, the Lannisters,
Yeah.
Baratheons, like other than the Starks, maybe. And I mean,
Yeah.
that's just because they have plot armor. They're supposed to be that way, but like other than that, like everyone kind of, they're kind of just all out for themselves in this day
Mhm.
and age. So
Which you have to be in this world, yeah.
you do, yeah.
Right. And that's why I kind of give a little bit of grace for certain acts, not all, but certain acts. I'm like, okay, in this world, when it's a fight for power, some moves you got to make. You know what I mean? So,
Hmm.
but yeah, I just want to give people context to where when we start getting into the details, they can be like, okay, I see why you said that or you said that. All right. So again, season 3, we all know season 2 was a basically a long setup for season 3. Um, so yeah, now it's episode 1. Now we're really in the mix. Episode 1. It's time to put in work. We spent season 2 gearing up for the battle, and now it's here. We are in the Battle of the Gullet. We have the Valerians fleet versus the Triarchy. Finally, I have the matchup people have been looking for as far as like, on the water battles. Alicent pulls up to King's Landing to get Rhaenyra to bless her with mercy and some of her children with mercy. And she explains the Team Green's plans and Aemon going to Harrenhal of Vagar and kind of opening things up, an opportunity for Rhaenyra to come to pull up and take advantage of that. King Aegon is with Larys on the road, but they're tested by Team Black sympathizers. Aemon is getting too comfortable on the throne, and Alicent returns from her scheming to encourage her misguided son to go to Harrenhal, but is given a kiss instead, which was very awkward. The Triarchy is
Team
putting up
Green.
some, yeah. Triarchy's putting up a clean double double, and they're chasing Laris, but he's whipping that thing and getting across the sea. But there's a lot of casualties involved. The Valarians are on their last leg until Jace and Baela arrive to burn it down. However, their crackhead sister decides to bring Sheep Stealer along which alters the dynamic and also causes the death of Jace and Vermax. That is episode
Wow.
one. Yeah, that's episode
That
one.
is.
And
I mean,
for
you ain't
yeah,
Spencer for sure, but you got it done.
yeah. For the record, this was supposed to be the season ending or the season ender of season 2, by the way.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, they decided to save it for the first episode of
Yeah.
Oh,
season
I didn't know
3.
that.
So they wanted season 2 to just be build up. Other than, of course, we had Maelys and Rhaenys and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Like other than that,
Rick's
it was
rest.
just
Yeah.
supposed to be a bunch of build up for this season.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Um, thoughts on episode one? There was a lot. Obviously, the battle was crazy. Battle was really good. Amazing shots throughout the
Corliss
battle.
was whipping that thing like a cutlass, dude.
Yeah, man.
He had. They've seen the meme where they had he had like a black and mild, a do rag, and they said he was just whipping that thing.
I mean, because he was making his way through them rocks.
He
Like,
was.
Yeah,
He
was
knew.
moving.
He knew.
I respect his patience. At first he was like, hey, you got it, hold on. And then the dude starts struggling. He's like, hold on, scoot over a little bit, and then grab that thing. He was
Let me
like, all
drive the
right,
boat.
yeah. He put in work. I was impressed with Alan. I really like Alan. I just think he's a great actor and Carrie has a presence to him. So I'm glad they're starting to push him a little bit, even though it doesn't seem
Mhm.
like that's aligned with what the book did. I do like some of the things they're doing with him. But yeah, he was putting in work too, hand to hand combat wise. Uh, of course, it sucked to
Alan
see. Well,
Alan's
go
the
ahead.
I was gonna say Alan's the bald one, right? It's not. It's
Yeah,
because
yeah,
what's the
yeah.
other one? What's the other black dude with the not Corliss, but his other son? What's the other son's name?
Is it Aaron?
It's Adam.
Adam.
Adam of
Okay.
Hole. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Alan too. The only reference I have from him is another show that used to come on. It's called Raised by Wolves, and I liked him in that. And it's the second time
Hmm.
I've seen him in something.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm liking him. But
yeah,
I want him. I want him to like go so much further than kind of what he's been getting to. And I feel like in the later episodes, we kind of see Corliss like try to give him that motivation. Like, hey, I might not be able to give you my name, but I can give you maybe a little bit something more. So like I hope he
yeah,
continues to kind of go. And I wonder does that cause any jealousy between him and Adam? Even though Adam is new to this world, but so is Alan. So
For
yeah,
being
yeah.
honest, I think regardless of how things turn out, I think Adam's got the better end of the stick. Adam's got a dragon. Like
no, one hundred
in
percent.
this world,
Yeah.
like dragons are the end all be all. Especially if you got one that like you were chosen by it. Like
Yeah,
that's
do.
top tier.
And we'll talk about it more later episode. But I just wonder if like having a dragon puts a target on his back, as far as like you said, we kind of know the end of it, how it ends, and what team wins technically. So it's like I
Yeah,
wonder if he made it.
I
And a
mean,
lot of this stuff has changed, so who knows? I
Yeah.
haven't.
honestly, the only person with a target on their back, I feel like, is the other new writer that was in a tavern.
Ulf.
All
Ulf,
yeah.
yeah.
Ulf the White. Yeah,
Yeah. He the one. He got a target on his back.
yeah,
I feel it. Yeah, he ain't making it out this
yeah,
season.
yeah. Yeah, it was a great, obviously the great seeing and it was cool seeing the triarchy, seeing them out and about. They've been talked about for so long. Um, I'm really liking the King Aegon and Laris dynamic and like them kind of having to figure it out and him having to go like the back roads to get back up.
It is very buddy cop esque.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And like it's funny that everybody's challenging Aegon in a way that like that's like making him do stuff that kings would never
bro.
do. You know what I
Humbled,
mean?
Yeah.
humbled,
Yeah.
big time.
Facts. Like in this
But
one, like
it's almost working opposite. Like is he's like if any just because it's him, if it was anyone else, like it would be like a humbling situation.
yeah.
But he's just gonna like every time somebody wrongs him, like yeah, they're
Oh
gonna
Also,
yeah,
die.
Liz is
I feel
Oh
like he's
Liz
been
strong.
humbled, and then at the same time, he's building that rage up.
yeah,
Yeah. And there's a list of people who he's gonna get if they
he's
haven't
got an
got
Arya
already.
list. Yeah,
Yeah. And Laris is trying to play everything cool, like, hey,
Laris is on the list
sorry.
too.
Yeah. But Aegon, yeah, we'll talk about kind of
Even
what
I would say, even
happens
in
there.
this episode, when they get robbed and everything, like
Yeah.
Aegon's already pissed, and so like
Yeah.
that one dude just like happened to turn his back on the carriage, and
Yeah.
then Aegon just like got him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like he still got that rage in him. Like he might be crippled, but he still got it in him.
Yeah. Um yeah, we see obviously Alicent and pulls up to King's Landing, or I'm sorry, to Dragonstone to try to get, she kind of explains like what's going on and the plans that she knows of that Rhaenyra can take advantage of. I always like when them two are in a scene together. It's
Yeah,
always really good, no matter what it's about. But um, yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like I don't know, their dynamic is crazy because it's like more kids are dying. A lot of they both know they experience a lot of the same things.
yeah. Uh, I mean, should we go ahead and talk about the kiss with Aemon trying
Oh
to kiss
yeah,
his
yeah,
mom?
yeah,
Bro,
yeah,
that I felt so uncomfortable watching that scene.
It
yeah. It
was
was
there's such build up to it that I like you could tell something was going to happen, but you also couldn't because like he's just such a weird guy in general.
right.
Yeah,
And I guess I don't know if I just missed that on the previous seasons that there's even like an interest that he had in his mom,
I don't
or if
think
Yeah,
that
that was
was
there.
just
I
like
don't think so.
because if anything I thought he was going to come out as like gay or something,
Mm,
but then for him to just be like, no, I'm actually interested in my mother. It's like
yeah,
Yeah, that was out of left field. I don't remember that in the book at all.
I
I
don't think it
think that came
was.
out.
because
Okay, so that came out of left field
I
then.
don't even think like in the books if because obviously we know like siblings are married off to each other and that's obviously in this world normal and even Damon and Rhaenyra being
On Uncle, right?
uncle like and
Yeah.
or niece and uncle like that's
Oh yeah,
kind
yeah,
of removed enough. It's weird that like sibling is again this world fine at this time
yeah.
period. And like the niece and uncle, like people are like, oh, that's kind of weird, but nobody was thought it was like super weird. So I'm like, is mother son viewed as that same way? Like in that world, is it kind of normal in the books, or is that like that's a no go? Like
To me,
father daughter, mother son are like no goes. Everyone else in the family is fine.
that's the vibe I
Uh,
got. I don't
Same.
remember seeing anything as far as
That's like
a mother and a mother or father as daughter,
Or yeah,
nothing like
father
that.
yeah.
daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Because
always been a
I
no
just
go.
looked like a quick little family tree of even people not like outside of the immediate Targaryen line. I'm like, and like there's a lot of siblings and a lot of family, but there's
Mm.
never that. So like, okay, so that's just like that is the
And
equivalent of today being like, yeah, I'm interested in my sibling. They'd be like,
yeah,
Yeah.
what the hell?
yeah, and like with Allison being like full Hightower, like that's crazy on her side. She went with her daughter and her son being together just because you know what I mean, who her
Targaryen
husband
thing.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. But for her, she like, I'm not gonna be involved in this shit. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
you know what I
And
yeah.
again,
mean?
like there's already so much history beforehand of siblings getting married. It's like that's not even that's
Yeah, you kind of just got
normal,
to roll with it.
honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like the firstborn son, firstborn daughter, pretty much
yeah.
guaranteed if you're Targaryen, they're gonna like to keep the bloodline pure, they're gonna marry.
You know,
Just
it's funny because
seems to be.
they talk about. I just remember like they actually do talk about that in the book. As far as like sibling, there's a bunch of Targaryens like who come out all fucked up, and
Yeah,
they
Incest.
talk about the yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. That's part of
But it's actually never it's never been
Genetically messed up.
addressed. Yeah, it's never been
yeah.
addressed though in House of Dragon or in Game of Thrones, has it?
It has because of the Mad King. Like the reason why he's so mad is because
Yeah, they
it's
talk
due
about it all
to
the time.
incest.
Wait, but
Yeah.
I thought he was the Mad King because eventually all the Targaryens end up going mad, or is that because of their
It's
bloodline?
because of
It's
incest.
because of their bloodline. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay,
what they
Yeah.
okay,
say. Like,
okay.
if you when a Targaryen's born, you flip a coin, and 50% heads or tails, they're either good or they're mad. Insane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Our boy
but
Ed
yeah,
was great.
yeah. It's been some good ones. It's been some good ones.
Yeah.
Last thing on episode one, obviously the end of the Battle of the Gullet. Valarians are struggling a little bit, and then here come the dragons and nuclear weapons. And yeah, Jace and Bayla are both putting in work for a while there, and then of course, Arena. I just had to
Bring
have a
that
dragon.
dumbass dragon.
Yeah,
Dog.
and he just start just anything moving, just start hunting them
Bro, and
down.
the underbite on sheep stealer is
it's
crazy, bro.
Great, that
it's
bro. That's the ugliest dragon in
That
history.
boy got that
it
crimson
was
chin. Like, how you even
Bro,
get sheep in your mouth?
Brandon and I were talking about it. Like right after the first episode, and like you hit the nail right on the head of like it's kind of like in Disney movies. You could always tell who the bad guy was by the way they drew
Yeah,
him pointy and everything.
yeah,
You saw a sheepstead, and you're like, that's a bad dragon. Like
yes.
he's gonna mess up something, and
That
just right
ain't
off the bat,
yeah.
he had
That
his
That's the
dog.
cousin you
first
don't. That's
his
the cousin
first
you don't
scene. Yeah,
invite.
Nah, man, that dragon ain't got no honorable bone in his body. Like that dragon is like
he was for
sea
the
ball.
streets.
Yeah, he's sea ball, get ball. Like it's just whatever moving, I'm burning it down.
The thing too is
And
like he was doing okay at first, and then like they kept shooting him, and he just kept getting pissed off. So they
yeah,
started just hitting all the other ships, and then of course he's now burning the Valarian ship. So
yeah,
Bela's just like, hey, that's a obviously they didn't think it was a wild dragon. They thought it was a rider dragon, because why else would it be attacking?
yeah,
And so like I mean I don't know if it says in the books or not, but like thankfully the sister doesn't know right now, and Jace knew, but
yeah.
we lost
And
him.
R.I.P. Yeah.
yeah, and for those like in the book, Rhaena does not get a dragon. It's a totally different character
Yeah.
that I guess conquers Sheep Stealer. But so they kind of replaced her with and gave Rhaena kind of her story. But yeah, man, it sucks because like she was heading to Dragonstone, and she could have
Right
just
there.
got the dragon there. We could have figured some stuff out and get him with the dragon trainers. Maybe we get some get some training
Yeah.
going on or something. But my girl hit a left and was like, "Hey, we can go help." And
She can't get
yeah,
right. She
can't get
wants to
right,
help,
bro.
and
And I
she
will say they done did her dirty. I like if I'm
Bro, we
black
see
on
her
the
again at
bro,
episode
if I'm
4.
black
You
on
see
the
her again. I'm
set,
like, God,
bro,
dog.
bro, the next episode when she hit the veil, I'm like, God
Oh yeah,
dang,
yeah.
you look like you on the corner.
I mean
On the
she's a
corner.
sheep stealer. Like that ain't
Like,
that ain't all
God,
That's for
joy.
that's for $40 for that.
I'm
I
just
will say,
saying.
anytime you ever see a dragon die, I feel so bad, dude.
Yeah,
Well,
Cause
they're
like,
they're
that
always
death was
so
tough.
rough,
Yeah, that
yeah,
death was tough.
and
Vermax was fighting for
he
his
was,
life.
and like
Yeah.
the thing too, like whenever that shot from underneath, and you see Jace, like obviously whenever he got shot,
Oh
didn't
yes,
even like
yeah,
I didn't even cross my mind at first. I was like, oh, it's just another camera angle, and
yeah.
then
That's from
yeah,
the dragon's
people
POV,
yeah
huh?
people were talking like,
yep,
yeah, that was Vermax's angle of him like going down and then seeing Jace going. I'm like, all right, now I'm just sad.
yeah. And that
Yeah,
shot was
it's
crazy
always
because you
tough.
still saw the fire going from above the surface of the water. It was just like,
Yeah.
man, that's tough. That's tough. All right.
Speaking of, real quick before we
Yeah, yeah,
transition
yeah,
off
yeah.
that, the arrow, this I guess it's called a scorpion in Game of Thrones. I don't know what they call it in House of Dragon.
Yeah.
It's obviously what they made the scorpions from, but the scorpion bolt that hits, I think it hit Moondancer first. Jace
Mm,
saves her, and then it hits Vermax, and obviously takes them out. Um, but I don't know if you guys noticed. It also like they hit a direct shot on Sheep Stealer. But
yeah.
because he's just like straight spikes, it bounces just straight off him. Like if you go and
Oh
rewatch
no, I
it,
didn't even notice that.
it hits him
Yeah.
dead. And like, because when a spoiler alert for Game of Thrones, season 8, whenever like is it Rhaegal?
Yeah.
Whenever he gets hit, like it seems like the chest abdomen is
Yeah.
is vulnerable as hell. I mean, even when you watch the Rhaenys and Aemon fight, like she tears up.
Oh, you can easily
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
scratch their
like
like
it
Yeah.
seems
underbelly
like super.
basically.
Yeah, and that's
Hmm.
where Sheepster got hit, and it just bounced straight off. So like, I don't know if that's kind of like foretelling of just like one, he's just battle hardened. He's just tested, not necessarily battle hardened. His like, if he's from the streets, or if that's going to come into a later effect of like, hey, there's going to be some sort of fight with this, and he's going to mess some people up just because of the way he's built, or if that was just
Yeah.
irrelevant. They just want to show that he's made of rock, basically.
Built different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Um.
also it's always crazy to me how Reyna was able to just like hop on the back of the dragon and then just like stay there. Like I know that she was like hanging on probably by spikes, but I feel like
Mhm.
if without you saddled in, I don't know how you hang
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. I agree. That's one that's kind of always been tough to
Yeah.
roll with, but
Because everybody else is like strapped in.
yeah,
But
that
then you
was
think
their
about Game
dragon.
of Thrones, and none of them had like
No, yeah,
Daenerys
she
just kind of
did.
hopped on, and then John
Yeah.
just kind of hopped on, and like you just kind of
Yeah.
hold on to the. I'm wondering if it's something to do with like the dragon itself. Like they can just kind of like control, like I guess like their neck or their back and kind of like almost squeeze them a bit to keep them in. I don't know. That's how I.
Yeah,
It's one of those where you almost have to like expand disbelief
Roll
right
with it.
there, and just
yeah,
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 yeah.
you're
yeah.
like, it's not really like meant to think thoroughly into
Right.
Yeah.
dragons.
Um, right. Okay. Episode 2. Aemon heads to Harrenhal as his mother requested. Alicent does her job and clears the way for Rhaenyra and Daemon and their dragons to arrive in King's Landing. Um, Vhagar lights up Harrenhal, and Aemon kills Sir Simon Strong, R.I.P. to a real one.
Man, yeah,
But is wounded in the act. Of course, Alicent Rivers is there to help. Uh, and or to help whatever she's doing with him. We know that Eamon
it's a witch.
feels, yeah, we know Eamon, he really likes older women, so we'll see how that works. You know what I mean? We'll see how that works. Lady Jane of the Vale, obviously, Raina the crackhead kind of shows up, and Raina's like, "Whoa,
Yeah,
what are you doing here? Like, get off my property, man!" And but obviously she can't tell Dragon to leave. So she basically just grants her the ability to have asylum there if she can just figure it out on her own. The veil's pretty big. After Rhaenyra enters the throne room, there's a little back and forth with the I guess the High Tower guard, and then the Gold Cloaks pull up. They obviously Daemon used to be their leader, so they have loyalty to him. That kind of changes the dynamic. And unfortunately, Reyna kills my boy Otto Hightower in cold blood and
cold
ascends the
blood.
throne. The weight of a moment gets to her, and it gets even heavier after Alicent is brought into the room and she sees that her dad is decapitated, even though she helped Rhaenyra get on the throne. So, what did we think about episode 2? What was kind of the main points that you guys enjoyed? I thought it was really dope seeing Vagar like put in work on Harrenhal. It kind of gave you like, damn, I love to see, you know what I mean, like
It's
conquest and see like
yeah,
how the true, that first attack
That first ever
was
burn.
like, yeah,
yeah. I wonder if Vagar remembers her. Well, I guess it was just Balerion that was there, wasn't it?
yeah. But I mean, I guess he's old enough to have known of it. But yeah,
She,
And
he,
I'm
my
sure
bad.
that I'm sure they talked about it when they got back to the crib. They said, "Yo,
Yeah,
me and my rider, this
yeah.
building, bro, I was in that
yeah,
thing, fire everywhere."
yeah,
Lit it
exactly.
up again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No,
I will
it's
say I'm always impressed is like when we see Heron Hall get burned again. Like I said, I'm always thinking about
yeah,
that first burn. But no matter
yeah.
what, that thing still stands.
still standing.
No, it does. It does. It does. And like, God, them people was getting like they got took no prisoners. Like he was lighting
Yeah,
everybody up.
she.
My bad. Why did I say he all the time? Um,
Because
I guess
you're a
just
toxic
Eamon.
masculine.
No, Eamon just doesn't seem like the type to be like, on a female dragon. But yeah, it's dope.
He likes older women.
He does. He
Vagar's
does.
an old bitch.
She is grumpy too.
Yeah.
But that was cool just to see them ascend on
Yeah.
Harrenhal.
I mean,
Uh,
honestly, anytime you throw in a dragon, like it's a cheap thrill, but it
yeah,
works every time. Like they are so well done from
yeah,
every angle, every perspective. Like they look so good that
yeah,
like I want. I mean, this we're expecting so many dragons. Unfortunately, also a lot of spoiler alert again, a lot of dragon deaths we're expecting.
yeah,
But like I'm hoping to see just a bunch of dragons. And so
yeah,
anytime there's a dragon, I'm all in on that scene. And then when they're just putting in work like she was,
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Especially how big Vagar is.
I always
Kind of,
forget like I remember that she's huge, but I always forget
yeah,
how big she is.
Until
right.
you see her compared to like other things around.
Yeah, other
Which
dragons is like very like swift and clean and
yeah,
sharp cuts and stuff. Where Vagar just be
she's a
just ascending.
B-52 bomber. Yeah.
Yeah, just coming up and just dropping bombs. I'm like,
I
dang.
want to see her compared to Vermithor because obviously Vermithor is the second
Yeah,
largest,
same.
and they
Yeah,
haven't really
yeah.
had like a shot like a scene by scene yet. The only time
Right,
we saw
right.
Vermithor was Vermithor's on Dragonstone, and I mean
Hmm.
you could just see him off in the distance. You're like, oh, that's a massive dragon. I
Yeah,
mean,
Yeah.
you look at whenever the start of episode, I think it's episode 2, is whenever they're bringing like Jace's body in and like Caraxes and Cyrax are like embracing each other.
Yeah.
Like their heads were,
Like
kind of
at basically
small.
the.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then like in season 2, when they're trying to find a rider for Vermithor, like Vermithor shows up, and I mean his head it
Yeah.
encompasses everything. Like so, it's like Vermithor is huge, and I think
Yeah.
just because of the way Vermithor is, like Vermithor, I think has a bigger head, like a bigger skull than Vagar does. So I want to see them next to each other because like
Same.
I think Vermithor is like the same type of dragon that Balerion was, where Vagar kind of looks like its own, almost like a Caraxes hybrid. Like
Yeah.
she's
Like a Komodo
big and
dragon looking.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Where like
Yeah.
Vermithor almost looks like a stereotypical dragon, like dragon from
Yeah.
Shrek,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts. Facts. Um.
the Bronze
Yeah.
Fury,
Yeah. R.I.P. Simon Strong, man. Aim pulls up in
real
there. He didn't
one.
have to do
Yeah,
all that. He didn't have to do all that, man. I was like, bro, come on. You acting like these people are like got weapons drawn, ready to
it's
battle. Like,
an old fat man.
yeah, like he was like, hey, I welcome you. There's no
Hit him with
weapons
that
here.
same move he did with aiming, huh?
Yeah. It's a different dude though. This is a different type of
Yeah.
psycho.
That was the perfect scenario, like because Aemon wants to be Daemon so bad,
He
like
does.
in everything that he does. And when Daemon realizes that, like, oh, the battle's won, he just accepts the victory. But
Yeah.
Aemon is like, no, I have to prove myself, and in
Right.
doing so, literally could have got himself killed, like got himself stabbed in the back
Yeah.
by a
Yeah.
butter knife. Like,
Right. Yeah. Allison, Miss Rivers, she's a dope character. I'm really enjoying her. Um,
Oh,
y-
oof.
yeah,
I like her, but
I would
I hate her. Like, she's so
yeah, I was gonna
creepy,
say I
but I
would
love
hate to see
it's what
her
she's
at
supposed to
night.
be. Yeah,
oh yeah, I want no parts of Harrenhal. No parts of
Yeah.
no.
Harrenhal. Like people be claiming it. I'm like, for what?
A huge
Like,
Yeah.
castle. They just want. They're like, hey, because at this point too, like it's only semi haunted. Like people haven't fully realized how haunted it is. Like, oh, just the last 4 people in there have people have died.
yeah, nah,
So when we
no thanks.
realize Harrenhal, it's like everyone who's ever touched foot in there is dead.
Yeah, nah. The fact that that thing is
She's too
burned
creepy.
countless times, nah, no thanks.
Still standing though, like
Uh,
we said earlier.
no, it
Yeah.
is.
So
It's
they're like,
great, but
they think it's
in
impossible
an
to burn
age,
down. So that's yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and then obviously Rhaenyra ascends the throne, ascends, King's Landing. Everybody puts their weapons down, and it was cool to see Damon kind of put in work one on one. That was dope.
Yeah, he was
Seeing
working
him,
them boys.
He was one on
yeah,
12.
yeah, he was cooking. And Rhaenyra barely had to draw a sword. Um, and then
I
that
feel
was
like
cool.
if she's gonna get in a fight, I feel like she wasn't gonna do nothing. She's gonna get packed up. Like
No, I
Yeah, I
mean,
agree.
yeah,
I
she
agree.
she never trained. Like
no, like
Yeah.
none.
Viserys did a terrible job. I will say that. And I
Viserys is
rock
not
with
he's
Viserys.
Viserys not a good father. Great
Yeah,
guy.
nah, great
He was
guy.
not a very good. I mean, look at it. Look at every one of his kids.
Yeah, and
Like
he did a good job. It's just like, bro, you didn't prepare any of your kids for this. Like none of them.
none
Like
of
that's
them.
He's
crazy.
too because you got the whole realm to worry about, man. That's a lot. That's a lot to take
He
care of
wasn't
because
worried
you got
about
to
the
take care of
realm. He's
home
worried about
first.
his sculptures. Remember, like that
Oh yeah,
dude.
that's
His
true.
priorities were just all over the place.
Yeah, you got to get one of your kids prepared. It don't matter which one, just one of them. But yeah, it's tough. And obviously Damon gets a present from Laris and Otto. Man, when I saw Otto over there getting pulled over, I was like, come on, dog. You ain't got to kill him. You want
Now
Aegon.
You had to.
we
Aegon was
didn't
there.
know that he was locked up by them. We thought he got sent off. So when
Right.
he was like, "I got a present for you," and like Damon's laughing, I'm like, "What is he
Yeah.
laughing at? Like what? Like
Well, we knew
new
he
to the
was
beginning."
kidnapped because they showed in season 2
He was
that
in a cell.
he's in a cell. Well, he's in like one of those carts that
Yeah.
like a prisoner cart basically. And we
Yeah,
didn't know where he was going because I think he was on his way to Hightower to
Yeah. Old Town.
Old Town, and then somebody, I guess Clubfoot got him.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
my thing is like, how the hell does he have so much power? Like, it's crazy how much power this dude has.
He does. Yeah. I mean, he's persuasive.
Yeah,
It just sucks that, like, we missed out. Like honestly, like forget all that. I just think Otto's the dude actor's performance was
Oh,
elite in both
fantastic,
seasons. So it's
fantastic.
like to bench him basically for the majority of season two, come back in episode two for 2 minutes, get murdered. It was just like, bro, we could have. And I get it. You gotta be some things are like you gotta be loyal to the books about. But it's like, bro, we missed out on him and Orman and Otto having a conversation. You know what I mean? So many different things going on. It's like it just sucks that like it sucks that they put like elite Viserys same like elite
Yeah,
actors in positions to where they have to die. Like you can't keep them around just for the sake of it. You know what I mean? So that
Yeah.
part sucked. But yeah, I wish Otto could have got spared. But and my boy got hit in the back and then got his head taken off. I was like, damn.
I knew that was going to happen as soon as you said like he said let David
Yeah,
do it, don't miss. And I said, oh,
yeah,
at first I thought it was going to be something worse where like she cut
same.
off like the just like the tip of his head and he's still
Yeah,
alive and like living with
right.
that, and then cuts it off, but like just right in the neck, but like the lower
Yeah,
part of the neck where it's
And
like,
you
oh,
you
that's
know you felt it.
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
That was,
you hear him groaning from it. You're like, oh no.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
But
Darcy
I
he
honestly thought it was going to be one of those like it was going to be like two or like three or four hits. So to get it
Max.
done in
Yeah,
two was fine. Like I was like, okay, at least he wasn't in pain for too long.
And when you
yeah.
think about that stuff, you know how much force and how sharp those like swords
Blade.
have to be
Yeah,
in order to
Yeah,
cut through muscle, skin, bone, all the
yep,
way through. Like, dang, that's crazy.
yeah. That's why I'm like, I'm glad it was with Dark Sister because any other sword, I'd be, yeah, it'd be
yeah.
hacking. You'd be
Hey,
hacking
because
for a while.
you know Damon every 20 minutes is sharpening that thing.
Oh, 100%.
That thing's cutting paper like butter. Like
Yeah, exactly. Um, and yeah, she ascends. Rhaenyra ascends the throne. A great shot when they took a shot of the blood, Otto's
yeah,
blood, and you could still see Rhaenyra going to the throne. That was dope. And then she sits the throne. Obviously, Emma Darcy about to win every award due to these performances. But and then I thought it was dope to have Allison
That
like
was
have to
good.
see that and then be like, yo, like
yeah,
I thought we had an agreement and you just murdered my pops. Like it's crazy, especially because Allison thought he was in Old Town, so she was like,
So you
like
don't think she knew?
no,
no,
she had no clue. She thought he was in
no,
Old Town.
Mm.
And so she now I will say she sent word to him and didn't hear anything back, so she probably knew something was off, but she didn't know he was. She didn't know
So
he was
who
literally in King's Landing, and then figuring out he got murdered just now.
who made that call to keep him in King's Landing?
Laris,
Laris, which is
Laris
crazy
did.
because like Laris is like her guy. Like Laris has done everything for her, and
yeah,
Laris is the one that like set that up. And I mean, I think it's
yeah,
just because he's kind of like the smartest guy in the realm at this point, where like he knows how to play the game, and that's why he's
Littlefinger,
like
yeah,
he left with the king to
Hey,
like he's like if I leave right now with him, there's a chance we can like he can recover, come back, reclaim the throne, and he'll know what I did for him.
hmm
And he said,
yeah,
well, also to buy myself time for this, I could kidnap. No one's gonna know that he's not in Old Town.
yeah,
Hide
yeah.
him somewhere. He's got the loyalists that aren't going to tell him anything. I mean, he was in like a back room of a back room of a cell.
yeah. Facts,
Also,
yeah.
what did he was a little fat, right? Because when you see, unless he's just older, I thought the way when you see him walk in, I thought he looked like a
No,
little
he was
bit
just
like
older.
chunkier. He's just older. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe that's
I mean,
all.
he
He's just
could
an
have
older
been, but
guy.
I think it could have just been like that's just how the actor was.
Okay,
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah,
the character was supposed to be fat. Because if anything, he would have been smaller because he's in prison. But
yeah.
okay. I thought he was still in,
Um,
even though in prison, I thought he was still eating good.
I'm sure they kept him
oh,
alive. Like they probably fed him because they need to keep him alive because
right,
he's no good to him dead.
yeah. Um, okay. Episode 3. The queen is exposed. That big boy seat hits different. Obviously, a lot of responsibilities come with that. Rhaenyra is struggling with the logistical duties of the throne. She probably needs an assistant. Probably needs somebody to start delegating a little bit.
She's a
We see,
squire.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She should have put her council team together a little better, or earlier, I would say. Lord Ormond Hightower shows Damon. Like Ormond has a great swag to him, so I felt like it was one of the first times Damon had to meet somebody who had kind of the similar levels of swag or as the kids say. He bows to Team Black, and he out of strategy purposes, obviously. But Damon requires that Daron comes with him, and of course, Ormond has some up his sleeve. Rhaenyra hears from her constituents about how they're more fortunate people in King's Landing are taking advantage of the common folk and taking all the food for themselves. The queen decides to teach them a lesson by inviting them to a feast of rats and other, disgusting things. Uh, she then uh, she then tells them that their privacy has been basically threatened, and they break into their houses, and basically take all that food that they kind of stores back. Corlys is trying to do what all good fathers want, and that set up his kids for a better life. He makes a very logical request to Rhaenyra, and due to her racist beliefs,
Oh, here we go.
He been waiting to say that.
yeah, due to her issues with black people, she denies him the rights to his own name. And then later in the episode, he calls her racist. Well, he calls out this racist behavior, and then he calls out her, you know, the issues she's had in her past that she just doesn't talk about because it's all good that she has bastard children, and a bunch of men have died due to this decision. But he calls it out in public, um, and which a lot of people understand that what happened last time that was done. So, um, what did we think about episode 3? It was an episode that was very much like out of Rhaenyra's like point of view, and very
You
much like
missing you missing a very important factor too. Is we also find out that Rhaenyra's literally like on her period during this whole thing.
oh yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, sure,
like that is immediately like makes everything worse, especially at that time where like they don't
yeah,
have, modern medicine where they're like, yeah, let me just take a
yeah,
Motrin and just deal with it. Like she's just dealing with all this. And
yeah.
she had a council and she's like, no, they're trash. So
I
we
know.
left that Dragonstone. So it's my own
I
so
get
my
that.
my only issue with this episode, though, like with the whole Corliss part, is in the books the Valarians aren't black, so it makes a lot of things turn into potential race issues when they weren't written to be race issues. It was meant to
Hmm.
be just straight bastard for bastard, but now it's like you got you out there being like, she's racist. She
Look
doesn't
at
like
Roy.
black
Look at Roy trying
people.
to erase our history. Look at that. He trying to make excuses, trying to erase our history. It's cool, man.
There was no history of black people in
Oh,
Westeros.
That we
allegedly.
know of. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
allegedly.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the book explicitly says they're not. They're tan like the Dornish people.
Dornish are black too.
Yeah,
They
the
just got black
Valarians
skin.
were.
Dornish are
Yeah,
Spanish. They're
yeah, they're definitely
España.
Spanish. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
like I think, and we had this discussion. I think it was a bad time for the whole thing. Like it was a very rational decision, like question that he asked that he wanted. Kind of crazy. It took him losing his house and his ships and his wife and everything for him to finally be like, I literally have nothing. I now want my children, my life, even though he knew who they were from last season, but didn't want to legitimize them then when he had the ability to do so. But now he's got nothing, so now he wants, something to go his way. And if he maybe waits other than the first day that she is just running everything, maybe he gets it. But he is just immediately asking and then just immediately pouts and throws a fit when she's like, I'm not going to give that
Alex
to
is
you.
crazy.
I'm I'm
Alex
on
is
I'm on I'm
crazy.
on Roy's side on this one. I think it was bad timing.
What?
That was bad timing on his part.
Jordan.
It was
I'm
day up.
Bro, what it
Day
is a
up.
simple it's almost one of the easiest requests of anybody who asked her of something that day. It is almost the easiest request that she was asked.
Except for who just died in 2 episodes ago.
That
also,
doesn't have anything that
Jace
doesn't matter.
Valarian.
but
He
two,
That doesn't
but
was
matter.
to be fair, she took time out of her day to knight 3 randos. You mean
Thank
to tell me
you.
she couldn't stop and give him his last name?
it's the fact that like her son's name and
That
her
ain't got
other
nothing to
son
do
was
with it.
supposed to be the heir to House Valarian, and
That has
he was
nothing to
killed
do with that.
season 2. That has a lot to it. She lost both her kids. One is supposed to be the heir to House Valarian, and now he says, "I want to make Ad or not Adam. I want to make is it Adam? No, it's not Adam. No,
Alan,
yeah, it is Adam.
Alan.
Alan,
Oh,
No,
and Adam.
I
Yeah,
think he wants to
yeah,
make
oh, both of
Adam
them.
the heir. Yeah, he wants to make Adam the
yeah,
heir.
Oh, yeah, because he makes Alan a whole, or she
Yeah.
does.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Um,
just, I just personally, I think that's an excuse because we all know that the agreement was if Jace ever becomes the heir of the Iron Throne, not just Valarian, but the Iron Throne, he will change his name back to Targaryen. So any of that is void,
well,
null and void
not
to me.
it's not Jace. It's who's the other one? The one who died from Vagar.
Oh well,
Uh,
Joffrey too. That's what I'm saying. Like either one of them. Fine. And I mean, obviously he died. So again, why does it matter?
because
You
he
know what I'm
was
saying?
he was the heir. Like he was the heir. He was a Valarian. He just died. I mean, we don't know the actual
He's not
timetable
truly a
difference.
Valarian, but whatever. We'll
Yeah,
let
I
that go.
mean, it's not for lack of trying. His son was gay.
She tried all right. She actually
They
tried all
tried,
right.
and he couldn't do it.
He's like,
I'm
ew.
just I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like to me, and in the books, just for clarification, in the books, she does grant him the name. It's not a big deal. Where I do like the decision in the show because it creates a lot of conflict and it's
Yes.
obviously got a lot of people talking. That's a good thing. Um, my issue is just that this man has been a vital part of you winning this. His wife died being a vital part of this. And the least you can do, you're not giving him his kingdom, like you're not giving him money. You're not repaying him for the money he spent to try to defend. You're not, you know what I mean? And you know your history. You know his brother got murdered due to your behavior and him calling out your behavior. The least you could do is give him his name back. And that's the least you can do. And so for me to be like, for her to be like, the image, I just don't, the thing. And it's just like, and Corliss was right. Like, you're ashamed, but truly, you should be ashamed. Like, how can you be ashamed of what my doings? Again, Corliss is not perfect, but how can you be ashamed of him and the bastardness of what they got going on when your literal entire joint over there is all bastards. I don't understand it. That is wild to me.
I
Well,
mean,
not all of them.
I
Just
agree
two.
with what Brandon said. I still think it was just bad timing.
I mean, the
But at
books
the same
literally
time,
prove that it was just bad timing because she does grant them in the books immediately, but in this, not right now. And because of that, I feel like had he have waited or had events changed where like there's longer time period that he eventually would have been a Valarian.
but like I said, she took time out to knight 3 randos. That's not even like a fast situation.
But
You
you
have to
kind
go
of have
find
to.
all. What I'm saying, but think about it. You have to go
You have
find all
to.
3 of these guys. Then you have to all go down to the dragon pit. You got to go do the whole ceremony of knighting people. Now you got to figure out. Okay, we're gonna name you Sir Alan of Hull. Okay, you're gonna be Hammer the Hull the Hammer, whatever his name is. It's like so.
Yeah.
She took that's at least an hour, two
You don't.
hours.
You can knight him anywhere. Like you just need a knight to knight him. Is all it is.
Yeah,
A knight
but then
or
they had to go,
king or
but then they had
queen.
to go find, but then they had to go find Damon, and so
Yeah.
Well,
they
Damon
all.
Damon was with her the entire time, and
Well,
those three have always
that's
been
still at
enemies.
least an hour of doing that. She couldn't take 5 minutes to get these boys his name.
Thank you. And my thing, it
I'm on
doesn't
both
hurt her.
sides.
My
I'm on
thing
both
is, it
sides.
doesn't hurt her in any way. It doesn't hurt
I think
her
she
in
It
feel.
any
I think in
it
that moment
hurts
she's
her
threatened.
in her
Yeah,
heart.
yeah, and yeah. Come
that.
on, man.
Hey, man, when you're on that throne, you can't be thinking heart first.
Oh,
That's
so
just how
Brandon's
it
like she need
goes.
to man up. Brandon's like she need to man up, huh?
Wow.
No,
Like
I'm just
calling
saying, like,
Vagar a man, says you
Yep.
can't be a girl.
hey,
Forgot that she was on her period. This
my
Hmm.
entire
point
thing. It
is,
wasn't relevant.
you
Toxic
asked for
masculinity.
this.
Man.
You asked for this role. I am treating you like I would treat any other uh, ruler of the Seven Kings. I would ask that you think logically and not with your heart or your feelings. You just lost somebody. That sucks. You think you're the only person on the Iron Throne who lost somebody they cared about? No, that happens all the time. So, like, come on now, lock in. You just just take care of your hand. He's literally your hand. Take care of him. It's not that hard. Like,
There's also just a lot going on still. Like the big one is nobody knows where Vagar and Aemond are, and that's like so. It'd be different if like they were taken care of. We're kind of chilling at this point where we're building. They still have like, hey, there's still the largest dragon out there and a deranged guy,
I
I
mean,
get
we
it.
got the dragon. We ain't
and
got
the
no
king
money.
is
We
out
got
there. Yeah, they got
rats.
no
Like,
money.
yeah, got
My point
rats.
is, my point is, you.
It's the first day.
I'm just saying,
The first 6 hours.
She's not thinking logically. All right, everything y'all are talking about. Would it be easier for me to accomplish those things, get money back, figure out a plan to find? Is it easier for me to do that with a hand who is satisfied, or a hand who is non-existent, who is pissed off now, and I have to do it on my
I mean,
own? Which is easier to do?
you can't expect his reaction to be, "I'm not going to do anything with this," because that's
What?
as king or queen. Like there's an expectation of people are going to do what you say regardless of what you do to them.
Nah,
Because
they
him
and
leaving is
they're
literally treason. When he said,
nah,
you go deal with it. I'm going to go do this. I'm doing better on the battlefield."
nah. Their
That's
relationship has always been like he had to
But
be
when she specifically requests him and he says, "Nah," that's treason. Like that's just how it
as
is.
he should, as he
He was
But
should.
out.
that's
He was
treason.
that was a little petty. He was pissed. He was still mad. He was
He
like,
could
Petty,
have
like, come on, man. Like
you still got you got to suck that
treason
up.
is
You
treason.
got to suck. Yeah, you got to suck that up.
nah,
For it's
man.
for the betterment of the realm.
Nah, man. Contradictory. And what he's doing out there, getting the triarchy off of land, that's better for the people, anyways. Right? They gonna go raid a bunch of stuff.
They were
Right?
gonna anyways. He just jumped on a horse and went. It's not
Yeah,
like
I rather
he
deal with the
went with him.
triarchy than a dragon.
Yeah, I agree. But oh, by the way, you can potentially lose a dragon rider. Also, if he convinces Adam to not be on their team, you've lost a dragon rider. So that's again, the stupidity mounts itself.
But again, the expectation is he bent the knee to his queen. He is going to show full loyalty like you were supposed to. Not especially. I mean, we kind of have the idea of back in, or I guess, way forward in the future with Game of Thrones, where like you kind of didn't do what the king or queen said because you don't believe them the entire way. In this time period, not doing what they say is kind of unheard of and crazy. The fact that even Adam was just like, "What do you mean you're sending me? Like you're denying the queen's request?" He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
he
out
was
and
shook.
battle." Like
Yeah, he was shook too.
this is not normal behavior to like not do what the queen says.
Right? I
Also,
think
we got caught up on that. We got to talk about the trickery that was performed on her to find
That
out.
hasn't even happened yet. It's the crazy part.
Yeah, yeah, that did
It
happen.
happens in like in a couple of scenes. Like it happens this episode, but
Oh,
like this
oh, oh.
part like it hasn't even happened. Like they're still bickering and battling over this stuff.
Yeah,
yeah,
that
that
was
was
a hell of
crazy.
a that was a hell of a trick.
I
I
kind of
like the
wondered just because of
yeah,
how weird like because in my like anytime you take Damon and Craxes are kind of different just because like they're so connected in a certain way. But anytime you try to separate or get in between a rider and their dragon, the dragon throws like they go crazy, regardless if they're around other dragons. And so for I think is it Tessarion? Is that the
yeah,
The
is that the, like for whenever like yeah
yeah.
this is him, you can have him. And like it's funny like obviously you watch scenes like you can literally see the dragon look confused like that's not him, but like
Yeah,
for the dragon to
yeah.
like for her to not go crazy at all should have been like a sign to Damon especially that something was going on. Or I don't know if
that's
he
a
was
miss on his
just
part. Yeah,
yeah, or if he was just wanting to be like, let's just get this over with. Like you're outnumbered. We have three dragons. You have one. That's obviously still like a kind of a baby. We're going to like we'll destroy your army. And then he also, I mean, he does bend the knee right then and there, and like on face value, make it look like he's giving in and heading back. And he's like, all right, cool. I won this battle. I have bigger things in my mind. Like he knows that Aemon is out there still. So
Yeah.
it was a big miss on his part, but also like it was also just Ormond being like that's when you first get that glimpse of like oh damn Ormond's like that
Yeah,
like
bro,
yeah. It was
that was
Ormond
a
is
hell of a
he's a
trick.
forward thinker because
yeah.
who the hell can bleach hair in that time period
Bro,
You're
I don't even
right.
know how to bleach hair now. So yeah, back then it's
yeah
like ain't no way.
And then not only did he just bleach hair, they also dyed his hair brown. Like so, it's a two.
I
Like
do
it'd be different if
wonder.
they just bleached it. So it's crazy.
I do wonder. Was it Bleach or is that like a bastard of some kind? Is that one
Well,
of those like
I think they bleached
brothel
it because
bastards?
she was messing with his
Yeah,
roots.
I remember that. I agree.
Yeah,
I just kind of was like, again, like you said, I don't know. Maybe they figured something out that we don't know. But I
yeah,
do like that opened the episode of like you kind of saw like the power of which because the High Tower Army is pretty big. Like that's a big army
yes, yeah,
for you know what I mean. And so just to see them face off and to see him like because we all know he's an important character at some point. He just gives off that vibe. And for him to just
yeah.
bend the knee that fast to Damon of all people, it was just like, there's a bigger trigger play. I knew Daron was I guess we skipped over, but when Orman's first appearance, when he first walked out and Darren was behind him, a lot of people were like, I watched way too much on Instagram and Twitter, and they pointed out that was him. But some people were confused because in the books, he does have white hair. So that kind of threw things off. And in this, he has red hair, but
Mm.
Oh, did we
You're
lose
black.
everybody?
Well,
Oh, did we? I mean, can you hear me? I think I'm back.
yeah, I hear you.
All right, we lost Brandon.
I think it was
Uh,
Brandon.
yeah, I guess
yeah.
that's tragic. Oh, well, you back? You back now?
Okay, we're back. We're back. Sorry. Roy, you good?
Yeah,
Okay. Um, yeah. So I was just, yeah, it was very interesting that Darren went back with, obviously the King's Landing. She talked to Alison about him, and yeah, just that realization was really cool. Just she like Rhaenyra was like shocked for a second, like hold and kind of impressed at the same time.
Yeah, because
yeah,
yeah.
because they
Go
let
ahead, go
something
ahead,
up
bro.
because the entire time, like the fact that the kid just wasn't talking, you're like, what's up with this kid? Like, what's going on with
Yeah,
this?
yeah, Targaryen
Yeah,
for real.
she was like, I mean, yeah. Allison walked in there and was like, I don't know who this is, and she's like,
Yeah,
what you mean you don't know who this is? Like,
Also,
right.
she gave him up at such a young age. Like,
that's what I
would
was
you
thinking
know who
too.
it was
Like,
anyways?
okay,
Yeah,
so but to be fair, they were probably giving up there like what maybe three, maybe. And then in this, he looked like he could have been maybe like 10 or 11, which I think. Because he
he's a
wasn't a
little
baby. Because
older.
remember it was two. Because remember it was two of them,
Yeah,
and they killed the
yeah,
one and took the other. And it was like I
yeah,
feel like they were around like maybe 3 to 5. I feel like you might still be able to tell what your son looks like, even though you ain't seen him in a while.
I would imagine, yeah,
yeah,
like a rough idea for
Yeah.
her, because for her to be like, that's nobody that I know. Because if it was just like there's some features that were more obviously not an adult, but like just more mature from the last time she saw him, you would expect that she would kind of know.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
think the fact that he had white hair, I think, was the key because I think she would know like what color his hair was. Um, so yeah, she was
Oh,
just
that's
like,
good. That's a good point too.
she was just
Yeah,
like,
that was a crazy shot too, because like he was banking on that like nobody from Team Black knew what he looked like. Because as
right,
soon as he was like, "This is him," if Damon was like, "I'm not an idiot," he doesn't have white hair. Like that would have just
yeah,
spoiled everything from the start.
100%,
Like that was just one of
100%.
those where you're like, it's a shot in the dark, but it swished. Like
It
it
works.
worked.
Yeah, any smart move, there's a chance it won't work. So yeah,
Yeah,
that was and for him to use that as a sort of a obviously to not give up the real Darren, but also to go to Tumbleton and go there because she won't burn it down because that place is loyal to Rainier. You know
and
what I mean?
there's no like warriors or fighters there. Like
Yeah,
it's a
exactly. So it's
constant.
Yeah.
It's like
easy.
it'd be
You're not
different if like
sparing
oh
anybody.
they died. One, you don't have anybody fighting against you, but also
Yeah,
like they they died in the battle for their queen. It's like no, it's literally just traders, not
yeah,
bad trade people that trade and like sellers and farmers and whatnot. So it's
yeah,
like if you burn down on them, like that's a bad look regardless of who you are.
yeah. You look like a monster. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so I really like that. Okay, episode 4. Orman is taking over Tumbleton. and he knows Rhaenyra won't attack the dragons like we talked about because it's a town that's loyal to her. Damon visits the Vale to discuss with Lady Aaron about some swords, swords and money that she was supposed to provide, but she didn't. She's still pissed about being given a baby dragon, and he convinces her to give some gold, and everything will be good. Lady Jane Aaron. She was looking good, by the way. And then once Damon leaves with Caraxes, he's starting to act up a little bit. He gets a whiff of Sheep Stealer. They stumble upon Reyna, and Damon, really the only interaction we've probably ever seen with them two, the father daughter. You can tell he's really concerned and starts to realize, like, oh, you played a part in Jacaerys' death. This is not going to go over well. We got to figure out a plan. Reyna basically says no. This is her penance. She wants to be alone, and she ends up flying off. And he knows that Rhaenyra won't stop looking for her, or whoever the rider is. Fortunately, he sees a innocent bystander and decides to take his head and turn it in as the dragon rider of Sheep Stealer. Masaria spots it early and knows that's not the person, but Rhaenyra has some questions. Um, and Cole goes to Harrenhal and is disappointed not to see Aemon or Vagar, but decides to go on the offense in kind of more hand to hand ways or stealth ways. Aemon or is it Aemon or is struggling to live the life of a commoner in Rook's Rest. And then Ormond dishes out justice his own way and tries to teach Darren the certain ways, but then also teaches him kind of the dark ways of being a ruler, and has him kill an innocent person, and also reveals his plans of placing him on the throne. So yeah, episode 4, a lot going on. We definitely get a more of a insight on Ormond and like his sensitivity to smell. What is like he thinks of himself as a scholar and all the things he has kind of up his sleeve. My dude got out the bath naked. I was like, yo, what are we doing?
Yeah. In the beginning, it said like brief nudity, and I was like, I
Yeah,
hope it doesn't turn around.
yeah.
I was definitely
That was,
expecting it. I feel like that's a very Game of Thrones move, like for him
oh,
to.
100%.
100%. 100%. That was restraint on their part, not to, not to do it. But you could just tell the arrogance at which he kind of moves with just to do
Yeah.
that. And he took over this people's just house. Just like,
Yeah.
this is mine.
They're like, you're in
Yeah.
our living room. And he said,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
What of it?
Yeah. Right. My bath is here. That's where it belongs. Um, I really love the scene where he got the note from his cousin, and Darren is like, get he tells it to the dude, like,
Oh
get
yeah,
out. Yeah, he's like, get out now. Like before you, and then homie
you gonna
just
get that catch
spaz.
that stray?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. By the way, for those that don't know, uh at this time, high towers have two Valyrian steel swords. They have vigilance, which is what Ormond has, and then the guy that's always with him has Orphan Maker, and those are two of the more like, well, especially Orphan Maker. Orphan Maker is like
Yeah, I'm saying yeah.
known as like,
Orphan is the known one.
yeah, super known. So I thought it's really cool. I always try to keep up with like Valyrian steel swords, kind of keep up with where they're at this time. But that's really cool. That was a good scene. Obviously, how we feel about Damon being a dad for felt like the first time finally showing a little bit of.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was gonna. I thought he was gonna cover for.
I thought he
I
was
was
gonna.
like,
It was a sec. I thought he was gonna pull out Dark Sister for a sec.
yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy that he did kind of step up to that. And I was wondering why he was looking at that sheep guy. I thought he was gonna maybe steal some of the sheep and try to get
Yeah,
sheep stealer back. But then you
yeah,
see his head. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
yeah, yeah,
Wrong
It
time, wrong place.
it
yeah.
kind of
Exactly.
reinstilled like kind of what they wanted to show in season 2, or maybe even it may have even been season 1, about like I think Damon really did love I can't remember what her name
Oh,
was.
his wife.
His original wife that he
Something with a
Um,
had
heart.
Baela
Yeah,
with.
something. Yeah.
it's
Is
not
it Baylor?
Rhaenys, is it? But yeah, golly, let me look it up. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you
Like
go,
that
bro.
he truly loved her, and obviously, they had Bela and her together. And I think, that obviously was like a turning point in just how he conducted himself and how things happened. Because I feel like that whole situation scarred him, hurt him, made him, be however he is now. And we don't really see a whole lot of interaction with him and Bela just because she's always with Jace and Rhaenyra.
Hmm.
Um, and like this is the first time again, like she's supposed to be in Essos, like she's supposed to be gone. And for him
Mm,
to like just see her again, it's like, oh, like you can just tell that like he genuinely like loves his daughter.
Yeah,
And
I mean, he
whenever he's
was.
just like, we'll talk to her, I'll convince her, we'll say it with someone else. Like he was trying to find excuses where every other instance he's immediately just like, oh, I'm gonna kill you. But with
Yeah,
this one,
yeah,
he's pleading. He's like, hey, you come back with me. We can make this work or whatever.
I
I
mean,
think
he
it's
literally
Elena.
saw her. Oh, it was Elena.
Lena, yes, 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 yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Okay,
Elena.
okay.
Yeah,
I would say he saw her basically walk out that cave and saw how she looked, and like he was like
You
concerned for
need
her,
help, yeah.
yeah.
Because she
Facts.
looked
She's
rough.
rough.
bro. Bad, like she
Way
going
worse
through
than
a
she
sheep
did whenever
stealer.
she left like episode 2. Whenever she
Yeah,
Yeah,
left the Vale, like she looked like she, was in like a firefight. But she looks
yeah.
like she's been like on the streets for weeks now.
Right.
Like she's been on a fent trip. Like it's
Right. Yeah.
like she
she
looked
said
rough.
to do that fent
Yeah,
bent.
the
Yeah.
lean. Yeah.
Yeah. Lean.
Yeah,
What?
she was rough, man. I'm like,
Bro.
yeah, she probably stink too. I know she did.
Oh, you
She's
already
living in a
know.
cave where they're just eating sheep.
Yeah, man.
Also, random note, it's kind of crazy that there was just a dude with sheep right there when sheep stealers in that cave. Like you would
Yeah,
think,
I
like,
know.
hey, somewhere in that area is something that likes to eat sheep. I'm not gonna have my
Yeah.
sheep over here, but
See,
now
when I
dude
saw
brought
it, I
sheep.
thought he was more of like he was bringing the sheep to sheep stealer, and maybe for a chance to like keep his
Sacrifice.
his flock good. Yeah, like a sacrifice. That's why I thought
Hmm.
he
Maybe,
was there. But if he was just there wrong time, wrong
maybe he
place,
could
that
be.
is tough because you just lost your whole life.
Man, that's a tough way to go out. It's a tough way to go out. Yeah, but that was cool to see Caraxi's like his behavior kind of change and
Had that
Damon kind of
sense. Yeah,
Damon was kind
Yeah,
of
Damon's like,
struggling to
"What's going on with
control
you,
him.
man?" Like, he tried to
Yeah,
like hit him a little bit. Like, hey, man,
yeah, he's
calm
like,
down. What
calm
you
down.
doing?
Exactly.
he said, "Look
Yeah,
here." He
set
said,
your
"Nah."
ass down. Yeah,
Yeah. So at first, I thought we was about to get the big scene. Which, if people haven't
Yeah,
read the
I
book, I
do
don't want to
too.
spoil it. But yeah, I thought that's where the big scene was going to happen.
Same.
But yeah, it was sheep stealer this time.
I okay. I knew we were in the Vale, so I knew okay, probably sheep stealer. But I ain't gonna lie, like there was a moment in me like, was this it? Like, is this that
Yeah,
game time? But that's
I
probably
think
gonna be
we all and
finale.
we're all literally waiting for that too.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be
the
finale
the only
potentially.
reason why I didn't have that thought is because I know that they were going to give us some scenes with Alice Rivers and Eamon coming too, and because we hadn't got that yet, it didn't
Yeah,
even
that's
cross my
true.
mind.
That's a good
That's
point.
fair.
That's a good
That's
point.
fair.
And it was over. Well, the big thing
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
alluding
yeah.
to is in water. Water's involved.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, Cole going to Harrenhal, obviously seeing Allison Rivers and kind of seeing how cryptic and weird she is. I would have got up out of there. They sat
yeah,
down at the
no,
table and chilled. I would have been up out of there. Um, but and then yeah, we seeing
Let's talk about Eamon right quick.
yeah, Eamon,
Eamon,
bro,
they pulled up to that place
yeah.
and he had to kiss that dude foot.
yeah,
Oh,
Oh
we're
my
skipping
god.
over him walking
Oh
yeah,
up to
yeah, well yeah.
Sunfire again.
Well yeah, yeah.
Sunfire, yeah,
Oh, Sunfire, yeah.
That
that
dude,
was
like
tough.
I don't care about him. Like obviously, like the point is to like dislike him, but it's hard to like not feel something when he's just like, oh, my boy, and I was like,
Yeah,
ah,
Yeah.
he's like my boy. I was like, oh, okay, I
And
didn't
then
it's
even
a
think of it
you
like
saw
that.
the
yeah.
camera you saw the camera angle like kind of take a top view of the dragon and you kind of for a
Yeah,
second like, is the dragon gonna wake up?
I know.
The
But then it like
yeah.
doesn't.
I mean,
Okay, let's.
again, things going forward, we kind of like we think we know how they're gonna end the series because there's only
Mhm,
one way it ends in the book, and the fact that like later on in the episode we see Maelise and she
yeah,
looks like she's rotting. And
yeah. Her
they
head's
obviously,
off
yeah.
basically.
That's the thing is like it's like well, her head is cut off, so there's like a way for like bacteria and bugs and everything,
Yeah,
whatever, to get in there and make it go bad. To where like you see Sunfire and you're like, Sunfire looks like he could just wake up right here. Like the
Yeah,
fact that they
facts.
kind of teased it of like, oh, he's still kind of good. I'm like, is he alive? Is he dead? And
Right.
then he's saying like, there's obviously the connection between Ryder and Dragon where he's like, no, he's alive. I can tell it. So I'm
Mm,
like, I was like, man, he could just, we get that little eye open real quick or something. And I
yeah.
thought, I thought those people that were like, oh, it's just pain you to touch the dragon. I thought they were gonna like keep pressing him, and I thought we were gonna get just like a tail whip or some sort of
Yeah,
movement.
same.
And I was just waiting for something.
Same. I do think he's alive, but I'm kind of glad they waited. If he is alive, I'm glad they waited
Yeah.
a little bit. But yeah, Eamon, yeah, when he goes to that town and his
Oh,
job is to mix piss with
clean
Oh,
shit
the
together and
latrine.
bro,
yeah,
that is disgusting. And one dude's
bro.
like, "Oh, it's not so bad." I'm like, "No, bro, that is."
Bro, they hands. He was wiping stuff off his hands, still had all that stuff on his hands.
Yeah,
And then they were like, "You have to go eat. Let's go eat." I'm like, "Oh no!" Like what? And then, but yeah, the homie that made him kiss his feet. Yeah, I'm very interested in how Aemon's gonna make him die.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
got to see
that's
that.
yeah.
yeah,
I have
like,
like a mental note of like everyone that's like done
yeah,
Aemon wrong, and I'm like, they're going to or Aegon wrong. I'm like, they're gonna have such a bad death. And
yeah,
then this one, I was like, oh, he's gonna peel his skin off or boil. Like
yeah,
it's gonna be something bad.
bad, really bad. And then kind of to end the episode, the key thing kind of in the episode is Ormond. Again, we've seen Ormond dish out justice to the other person who did break the lady's arm and was trying to, rape the one lady, Hugh's wife. But and so after that, we were like, oh, okay, he gave Darren some good advice. How you got to stay firm, but you
Yeah,
got to
that
be
was a good guy.
just. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But then he pulls it on the low end, on the dark side. He pulls the guy in. He's like, he touched the high tower. He has to pay. I was like, damn, man, it's
Oh
tough.
yeah, same. I thought we had a
Um,
good one there for a
I
minute.
know, I know. And then Darren was like, I don't even want to kill him. And then the fact that he just stabbed him in his heart, I was like, oh, I
I
was
thought he
Yeah,
was
like,
gonna cut his
that
head
could.
off or something.
I know. I was like, we could probably had a more instant death. That was tough, especially with a Valyrian steel sword. Um, but yeah, the fact that Ormond explains like, hey, basically, you haven't been partly Targaryen. That is a demonic part of you, and we have to kind of root that out. And we need you as king. And so essentially, basically trying to use him as a puppet so he can kind of run things, kind of like what he did in Old Town. Small point. I thought it was super interesting that the Maester told Rhaenyra that Otto sent a bunch of letters to, communication to Ormond back in Old Town. Ormond never responded. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like Ormond was basically like running the town as his own place.
yeah,
But yeah, I just thought it was kind of interesting to see like, okay, what is Ormond's big motivation? He said he wants to because he kept saying it throughout the series. I want to restore the rightful bloodline or line of succession, whatever he said. And I'm like, oh, why does he keep saying that? So he basically wants a high tower on the throne, essentially.
Yeah,
And so it's like, oh, okay, now everything starts to kind of align and make sense. But what y'all think about that scene?
yeah. I would say, like I said, I thought we were gonna get a good one, and then yeah, you see him double back, and
Yeah,
even Darren is confused, like, yo, like I thought he was good, like.
right.
And when
yeah.
I
He's like,
first
he
saw the
did nothing
dude,
wrong.
when
Yeah.
I first saw the guy on his knees, I thought it was the other guy that he basically banished. Like I thought he was gonna kill him. Like, hey,
Oh,
you kind of
gotcha.
embarrassed me. But then I
Yeah.
realized, like, no, that was the husband.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's trash. And then
It's trash.
I thought Darren was gonna hesitate. Like I thought he wasn't gonna do it,
Yeah.
but he manned up and did it.
Yeah, he did. He did. He basically does whatever, Orman tells him to do.
Yeah. And then the
I mean,
dragon eating him at the end. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's kind of in like a Stockholm syndrome
Yeah.
Oh, for
sort
sure.
of world. Like I don't know if it's necessarily like he thinks he's good or he's just like legitimately terrified of Ormond. He's like, I have to do what he says, or like I've seen
Yeah.
him like flip out over stuff.
Lose it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Um, so
And
yeah, it's very yeah.
the one thing that I noticed too is that they have Tessarion in chains down there. So like
Yeah, I
one
did
thing we
too.
know from like Game of Thrones is like a dragon captive like doesn't grow as fast, so it's gonna like
Yeah.
stunt its growth. And so I was just like, I noticed that, and I was like, dang, we're really about to get like the start of the diminishing. Obviously, there's the death of dragons, but like the diminishing of dragons and their
Yeah.
size, because like this is the
Exactly.
first one we see that's like chained.
Yeah. It's like the mismanagement of dragons is starting. So yeah, that's very interesting. We're definitely gonna see like how that unfolds. It seems like episode 5 is gonna we're gonna get back in battle mode a little bit. It seems like there's gonna be some confrontations going on, so I'm excited for that. Okay, obviously this is not official rankings. We're just BSing right now. But out of 10, what would you give the first half of House of Dragon out of 10? Jordan, you can go.
I would say for me, I would say I think episode 4 was like not I would say not a step backwards, but I would say it maybe just like a slight stumble. Not even like a big stumble. Because I think the first 3 episodes, those were like nines. This might have been
Mm,
like 8.7 type deal. Like it wasn't
mm,
like my favorite episode so far. But I would say so far on the season, I think I'm comfortable giving it a 9 right now. It's doing really well right now, in my opinion.
okay. Okay. Roy, what about you?
Real ones will remember what I said about when we wrapped up season two. That
Yeah.
depending on how season three goes, is how I'll feel about season two. And with the first 2 episodes, it went from season two being, I think I gave it like a 5, to now being, I think season two as a whole is probably like an 8. Because again, all the buildup was worth it for the first 2 episodes. Episode 3 and 4, kind of, again, not like a step back, but like almost like a lateral step where like I don't think we really gained a whole lot from 3 and 4. So like right now as a whole, I'm probably giving the season a 6. But depending on
That's crazy.
how well, only because again, these 2 episodes could, depending on how they're managed in the main scale, it's either going to stay a 6. Like I don't think it could get any worse than a 6. It could be a 9. Like if we get what we think we're getting in season 3, which it seems like we are, like again, these build-up episodes are going to be very needed. But we've seen Game of Thrones have these build-up episodes where like, oh, I can't wait for this, and then they just do nothing with it. So that's why I gotta have a caveat of, if it's worth the build-up, it's going to be great. If not,
Mm,
it's a 6, it's a 7. Um, I think it's a potential to be like a 9. Like the stuff they're building up for is going to be great, especially right at the end we get Vermithor and Hugh land in Tumbleton, and like we
yeah.
just witnessed his, I guess that's his brother-in-law, just get killed. In their eyes,
Mm,
he's gone missing, but they're gonna kind of know that
yeah.
they got revenge for their guy, and then obviously his wife just got attacked. So like,
Right.
does he kind of go crazy and burn some shit down? I mean, Vermithor's itching to get in a fight. So again,
Hmm.
I think I'd give it a 7 right now, with the potential of it could be a 9 with the rest of these episodes.
Okay. Um, for me, I'm gonna go a 9 just because I think first 2 episodes gave us a lot to work with, a lot of
Yeah,
meat on the bone, and I think the third episode was something that I think, as a person like me, I've always been looking forward to the how
the
does it
politicals.
feel? Yeah, like how does it feel to be on the Iron Throne and have to deal with all that crap? You know what I mean? Not just like far off distance and you just go off into a room by
Yeah, I'm
yourself,
the
but like,
king. Woo!
yeah, exactly. But you actually have to deal with and manage the stuff, especially in a time period right now where you just came out of a war. You're in a war still, but like a blockade and all that stuff. Like everybody's looking to you to fix all problems. Like I couldn't. And the soundtracks. I mean the like all the sound effects they were using in there. It was just like I got anxiety as a person who's in leadership at work at our job. I was just like, damn, like y'all can't give her a break a little, you know what I mean? So I know how that felt. And then obviously in 4, I was very interested in Ormond, so this gave me a little more background. So yeah, I'll definitely do a 9 first half. We'll see how they land the plane, but so far so good. Definitely better than season 2's, even though I like season 2, but so far definitely
It was
giving us
all
a
it
little
was
more to work
all
with.
build up. It was a whole build up
Yeah,
season,
right.
Yeah.
aside from the
And
one Rook's Rest.
Yeah, and I think season two struggled because a lot because some of the best character actors were gone. You know what I mean? Viserys, Otto. You know what I mean? Like those two gone. It kind of and you didn't really have any. This season's had more of a comedic element so far. Didn't have any of that in season two, so it's definitely interesting. But all right, fellas, we'll definitely keep lookout for these next what is it 4 episodes, the second half, and we'll definitely be doing a review on the last 4 episodes. But if you are Team Green, Team Black, let us know. You know what I mean? Hit us up me, Roy, any of us, we're always down to discuss things. Also, I
I
want
will
to shout out.
stop what I'm doing.
Yeah, facts. Same. I will do the same. Also, something I've truly loved, and it seems like Jordan, you guys can maybe tell me if you notice this. It seems like black people are way more into House of Dragon than they were, and I wasn't there for Game of Thrones in real time, but
That's my only thing.
yeah, but I mean, every time I get on the internet, somebody like, man, Ray got a man, I feel so bad for Ray Ray, man. She's just going through it right now. I'm just like, it's
Everybody got
hilarious
a
to
nick.
me.
All the Valerians got a nickname.
Yeah,
I think it's the
Viserion.
representation. I think the
Yeah,
fact that
100%.
because Game of Thrones didn't have
Yeah,
any they had some some Spanish people or some I don't even know like more tan, but like this is the first
yeah,
time it's like we have, and not only just like oh they threw in a random ass family that are black. It's
yeah.
like we have a prominent,
Right,
Yeah,
powerful black family.
right.
yeah,
It's huge. It's playing a huge part, and it's just funny. Like, I just saw somebody talking about
Yeah,
Viserion. Viserion. It was like Viserion. I
yeah,
know it's Viserion.
yeah.
And so like it's just funny to every time I'm on just seeing reels of that. I'm like, this is dope. Cause it used to be like I love Game of Thrones. They'd be like, Game of Thrones. Hell, you know what I mean? Like, you know how
Yeah.
people
yeah,
are, some people are. And it's just dope to see people like fully locked in. So shout out to them for doing that. But all right, fellas.
yeah.
Uh,
I guess with that being said, we're never
yeah.
duplicated,
Always appreciate it.
and I guess forever melanated.
Oh,
I was
okay,
like,
all
I was like, I don't know if I can say that line.
right.